The mother also is like, I don't know, weird personality, right? Like weird mindset.
I didn't find that.
She,
I know that people would probably question that. You can give your point of view. I will then, give my
I
point of view.
mean, she doesn't sever her relationship with him because of whatever he did. She wants to use him just because he promises that one day he will give her a penthouse and he'll take care. Like, what the hell is going on? I think when people are not independent, especially financially, there is so much ill will that happens. The morality goes for a toss, bad things come in the forefront, and a lot of things like that. Like the ideal, people are not able to take the ideal decisions. But I think that's life. So, yeah, without judging, but there is, I wouldn't say that mother is like an absolute 100% pure person either. She has this dubiousness about her as well.
Yeah, so so this episode, as I said, not this episode, the series brings the dark side out, or, it goes into that depth of our personality, our psychology, right? It goes
Yeah.
completely into depth, and we see that dark side coming out of human beings that sometimes it's really hidden within all of us,
Yeah.
but it never comes out. So we see that. So even as a mother, now let me give you my reason or my point of view about the mother. Okay. And I think maybe I will have to spoil it now because it might be difficult to not spoil it and still talk about it. Think of it this way, that she has three sons, and she loves all the three of them equally. Of course, she has her dreams. She had a husband who could never give her fulfill her dreams, so she's dissatisfied because of that. But nevertheless, she's taking care of her children to the best of her abilities.
Yeah.
And the way she is interacting with the penguin character, Oswald Cobb, is also very beautiful in the beginning. The way she takes care of him and the way she talks to him, like a very proper mother, right? And then she loses two of her sons. She doesn't know what happened to them, and once she finds out what happened to them, just put yourself in the place of that mother. You have your own son killing two of your other sons. It's like your own hand taking your other hand. It's You don't know what to do. Do you take revenge with your left hand, making yourself completely handicapped?
Hmm.
What do you do in that situation? You hate this hand because it took away this hand of yours, but on the other hand, you have to deal with this hand as well because this is your own, or else you have nothing. But she takes that
Yeah.
brave decision of deciding to let go of this hand of hers also. That might be considered very dark by many, but that
Yeah.
was her emotional state, and I completely understand that emotional state. How could someone be so evil? She says he's evil. He's the most evil person in the world. She starts hating him. She doesn't have any love left for him because she sees the devil in him. And the way he is, right? Even after doing something as bad as what he did, she can see that he's not even affected. He's living his life normally and he's trying to pamper his mother. He's trying to make her feel
Yeah.
better. That makes her feel even worse for him, that he's such an evil person. He's killed his own brother. He's not let me know about that. And he continues to act as if nothing has happened. And I
Yeah.
completely understand her completely cutting off from him. So at that point, she's cut off from him. He's no longer in love with her son, which is very odd to believe because, as I said, you can never stop loving your own body part like your hand or something, right? But she does. That's the effect of what he did. So at that point, once she decides that since she hates him so much, she's going to get rid of him, and that's when she decides to go for that one last meal, right? The last meal with him, goes to a
Yeah.
big diner and decides, okay, this is that last day I'm going to have with my son. And obviously, it's such a big decision that she has to take, right? So she's not going to be clear. It's not going to be that straightforward, okay, I'm going to get rid of him. She's already confused. Then she
Yeah.
starts thinking about her own self. That's when she becomes a little practical. Now that she's already lost her love for her son, it's easy for her to become practical. So she
Hmm.
decides that instead of me killing him, why not use him? I hate him. I don't love him at all. I have no emotional connection with him. So instead of
Hmm.
just losing his life, why don't I use him to my advantage? Why don't I make him do things for me? And I'm going to be
Yeah.
super practical with him. I'm going to be like the worst mother in the world because I don't care for him. And it's coming from the place of heart. I don't care for him. So I'm going to make him do bad things. Let him do the bad things and let him give me that pleasure that I'm looking for. So I completely understand her point of view. It
Hmm.
is dark, but it is understandable because she's got no feelings towards him. She treats him like a third person who she's going to use for her own advantage. Let's see what he does. And that speech that he gives to her, he's good at speeches from the time he was a child, right? He gives to her, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to give you a penthouse view house and, the city view house in a penthouse, the top floor, and all these things. And she's looking at him and she's kind of evaluating it in her head as a practical person. Okay, let me do this. Let me not get rid of him. And from that day, she's just trying to use him. So that is my take on her character. I love the way they explore the dark side of human beings in this whole
Yeah.
series.